If your VLOOKUP is returning the right row but the wrong column, you're not crazy. Your formula is doing exactly what you told it to do. The problem is usually the call index num, or the way your table array is set up. And the frustrating part is it can look correct at a glance. In this video, you'll learn a simple mental checklist to fix it fast. We'll start with what VLOOKUP really means by column number. Then we'll cover the most common trap: inserting or deleting columns and silently breaking the index. After that, you'll see how to lock your table properly and how to make the column selection more robust. We'll also talk about approximate match versus exact match, because that can make results look wrong too. By the end, you'll be able to diagnose the issue in under a minute, even in messy, real-world sheets. Let's get your VLOOKUP returning the exact field you intended. Next step. First, let's get one definition perfectly clear. In VLOOKUP, the call index num is not the worksheet column, like column F or column G. It's the position of the return column inside your table array. So if your table array starts at column B, then B is column 1 for VLOOKUP. C is 2, D is 3, and so on. That's why people get the right customer but the wrong value, because they counted from the sheet edge instead of the table's left edge. Here's a quick way to sanity check it. Ask yourself, what is the leftmost column in my table array? That column is always index 1. Then count over to the field you want to return. If you want the value from the 5th column of that table, your index must be 5, even if it's column H on the sheet. Fixing this one misunderstanding solves a huge percentage of wrong column lookups. Next step. Now let's talk about the most common real-world cause. Your sheet changed after the formula was written. You insert a column for a new field, or delete one you no longer need, and suddenly VLOOKUP returns the wrong column. But VLOOKUP didn't change. Your data layout did. The formula still returns column 4 of the table, but column 4 is now a different field. This is why VLOOKUP can feel fragile in growing spreadsheets. The quick diagnosis is simple. If the lookup value is correct, and the returned value looks like it belongs to a neighboring field, suspect a shifted index. The fix is also simple. Recount the columns in the current table array and update the index. If this happens often, that's a sign you should stop hard-coding the index and switch to a dynamic method. We'll cover that soon. But first, let's make sure your table array itself is stable. Next step. Even with the right index, you can still get the wrong column if your table array is defined poorly. A classic mistake is selecting the table array starting one column too far left or right. That changes what column 1 means, which changes every index after it. Another issue is using a table array that doesn't include the return column at all. In that case, you might increase the index until it works, but you're actually pulling from a different area than you intended. A reliable practice is to define the table array as a clean rectangle that starts with your lookup key column and ends with your last returnable column. Keep it tight and intentional. Also, avoid mixing header rows into the table array unless you know exactly what you're doing, because headers can shift counts and confuse troubleshooting. If you treat the table array like a contract, fixed start, fixed end, your index becomes predictable and your results become trustworthy. Next step. Next, lock your table array so it doesn't drift when you copy formulas. If you copy VLOOKUP down a column or across a sheet, relative references can slide the table array. Then the lookup still finds something, but it's searching a shifted table and returning a different column than expected. That can look like a wrong column problem when it's really a moving range problem. The standard fix is to use absolute references for the table array, so the start and end stay fixed. You can keep the lookup value relative, because that's usually what you want to change row by row, but the table array should typically remain anchored. If you're using an Excel table, structured references can help even more, because the range expands automatically while staying logically consistent. The key idea is this: if the table array moves, your column index becomes meaningless. Lock the range, then troubleshoot the index. Next step. Now we need to address match mode, because it can mimic a wrong column issue. VLOOKUP has a fourth argument called range lookup. If it's omitted, many spreadsheets treat it as approximate match. Approximate match can return a different row than you expect, especially when the key isn't sorted or when the key is numeric. Then you look at the result and think it pulled the wrong column, but it actually pulled the wrong row. For most ID-based lookups like customer IDs, SKUs, invoice numbers, you want exact match. That means setting range lookup to false. Exact match makes the lookup behavior predictable. Either it finds the exact key or it returns an error. Approximate match has valid uses, like grading tables or tax brackets, but only when the first column is sorted and you understand the rule. So if your result feels random, confirm you're using exact match before changing your index. Next step. Let's do a fast, practical diagnostic flow you can use every time. Step 1. Confirm the lookup value is what you think it is. Extra spaces, hidden characters, or a number stored as text can cause a miss and push you into unexpected behavior. Step 2. Confirm the table array starts at the key column. If it starts earlier, your index count is off. Step 3. Count columns inside the table array to the return field and verify the index. Step 4. Confirm exact match is set appropriately. Step 5. Test the return column by temporarily pointing the index to a nearby column you can visually recognize, like the name or ID, to confirm your counting. This is not a hack, it's a controlled test. The goal is to isolate whether the issue is row selection or column selection. Once you know which one is wrong, the fix is straightforward. Most VLOOKUP mysteries disappear when you follow this checklist calmly. Next step. If you want to prevent wrong column returns long-term, stop hard-coding the column index. Instead, calculate it. One common approach is to use match on the header row to find the position of the return field. Then you feed that number into VLOOKUP as the col index num. The advantage is huge. If someone inserts a new column, the header position changes and match updates automatically. Your lookup keeps returning the correct field by name, not by a fragile number. The trade-off is you must have consistent headers, and you need to make sure match is searching the same header row that aligns with your table array. Also, be careful with duplicate header names, because match will pick the first one it finds. But in well-structured tables, this is one of the cleanest upgrades you can make while still using VLOOKUP. It keeps your formulas readable and dramatically reduces maintenance as your dataset evolves. Next step. There's another limitation that can look like a wrong column problem. VLOOKUP can only return values to the right of the lookup column. If the field you want is to the left, people often fix it by changing the table array, and that can accidentally shift the index and break other lookups. In that situation, the better move is to use a different approach, like index and match, or XLOOKUP if it's available in your spreadsheet. Index and match lets you pick a return column independently from the lookup column, so layout changes are less risky. XLOOKUP does the same with simpler syntax and built-in exact match behavior. The point isn't that VLOOKUP is bad, it's that it has structural rules. If you keep fighting those rules, you'll keep getting confusing results. Choose the function that matches the shape of your data, and wrong column issues drop sharply. Next step. Let's cover a few subtle cases that frequently get misdiagnosed as wrong column. One is merged cells, or inconsistent blank columns inside the table, which can cause you to select the wrong rectangle for the table array. Another is having two similar tables close together, so your range accidentally includes columns from the wrong table. A third is using a return column that contains formulas returning empty strings. That can look like the wrong field, when it's actually the right field with blank output. Also watch out for leading and trailing spaces and headers when you use match for a dynamic index. Two headers can look identical but not match exactly. Finally, if your lookup column contains duplicates, VLOOKUP returns the first match it finds. That can make the returned value look wrong even though the column is correct. If duplicates are possible, you may need a different key or a different lookup strategy. Next step. To make VLOOKUP reliable, think in 3 layers: key, range, and return field. The key is the lookup value and the first column of your table array. The range is the rectangle that defines what VLOOKUP is allowed to search and return from. The return field is chosen by col index num, which is just a position inside that rectangle. When VLOOKUP returns the wrong column, it's almost always because one of those layers shifted. Either the range moved, the table start changed, or the index no longer points to the intended field. Your best long-term habits are simple. Keep tables structured with clear headers. Lock the table array. Use exact match for IDs. And if the sheet changes often, calculate the index from the header name. Do those 4 things, and VLOOKUP stops being fragile. It becomes a dependable tool you can trust in bigger, messier workbooks. Next step. Let's wrap this up with a quick recap you can apply immediately. If VLOOKUP returns the wrong column, first confirm you're counting the index from the left edge of the table array, not from the worksheet. Next, check whether someone inserted or deleted columns since the formula was created. Then, verify your table array is a clean, anchored rectangle that starts at the key column. After that, confirm you're using exact match when you're looking up IDs or unique codes. And if you want to future-proof the whole setup, replace the hard-coded index with a match on the header name, or move to index and match or XLOOKUP when your layout demands it. If you want, I can also share a compact template pattern you can reuse across sheets. If this walkthrough helped, subscribe for more practical spreadsheet fixes. And for a quick check-in, comment A or B. Do you prefer fixing VLOOKUP with a dynamic match index or switching to XLOOKUP? Subscribe to keep optimizing your workflow and get back more of your time.